It's Bjorn here, and I just want to go over a game. Got some Senna gameplay here. Let me introduce myself. I am an ex-master mid lane main. I'm playing support now, and I just wanted to go over some things that you can do on Senna to just be more efficient, be better at the game, and yeah, it's gonna be unfiltered, like 2011 style YouTube. I don't really plan to edit this or anything. Fucking, we're doing one take. So, shit, let's go. On your laning phase on Senna, you're playing this first wave. What I'm really looking to do is just finding any moment where their champions are busy doing something. So maybe Rakan will be autoing a minion. I think is it a Kaisa this game? I don't know. It's a Caitlyn. I catch Caitlyn autoing a minion, then I need to threaten a stack. And I'm pretty much just looking to do this and Q auto when I can. Stay out of Caitlyn's range, but be in Rakan's if you can, ideally. You know how it goes. You're getting level 2, walk up. They should have contested the wave a lot more with the Relic, this Rakan, but it's bad. This is like, this account is like in high diamond elo. I'm playing like, usually playing in D1 lobbies, but I think these guys are like D4. But yeah, not playing so well. If you're playing Rakan, definitely look to push the wave. If you're playing bot, the lane that gets pushed is the one that gets advantage. So just sitting there and conceding the wave is kind of a blunder. Yeah, he's just fucking up here. Yeah, he can't. Oh, he can't go because he's only level 2, and if he commits and gets rooted, he's dead. So it was a blunder, but we don't want to try to stay here and kill Caitlyn because we have no resources left, no flash. And we have gold to spend, and it's an ideal time to base because the wave is crashing on their turret. We'll miss a minimal amount of CS, and we're gonna keep cooking. Okay, I get back. I always try to stop bases. Interrupting the base tempo, it's massive. Use your E, like Senna E. Okay, so we can talk about Senna E usage for a little bit. This ability, Senna is like a massive glass cannon. One of the lowest health, lowest base armor champs in the whole game, but E is her mulligan that lets her get off damage easily. You should use it as such. Think of it as your, you can think of it as your Fizz E or your Vlad pool. It prevents ranged champions from really being able to contest you. So yeah, that, and so you'll see it throughout the game. Notice when I utilize E, it's letting me get free damage, and they can rarely retaliate. Some champions can. Just watch out for the melee champions, but you know, you're completely unclickable to someone like Caitlyn, so you can easily start just ruining her day. And then there's the move seed steroid. You guys know how to use move seed steroids, right? Just escaping, catching up, really good for that. Senna's, I'd say it's her best basic ability, yeah. If you don't want to count Q as like your all-arounder, like E is really strong, and you should be thinking about how you're utilizing it. Now it's just laning. Oh, notice, because it's something that a lot of people will miss. I have a Seraphine. When you're playing Senna, oftentimes you're gonna have to take up the role of the marksman in the lane. And what do I mean by that? It's that Seraphine is not able to really use her autos to keep the wave from crashing. Like if Caitlyn and Rakan push, Seraphine is going to struggle to prevent the wave from hitting our tower. So I'm just kind of passively hitting the wave, especially cannon minions, as much as I can, just to make sure the wave doesn't crash on our tower, we don't lose platings, we don't end up in a bad wave state. So yeah, just don't, when you're playing Senna, especially with a mage, keep in mind that it's kind of your job to be thinning and controlling the wave. And yeah, some people would miss that. If we didn't push the wave right here, we wouldn't be able to help Kayn first. Like, so that's something to think about. It really changes the outcome of your game. Like these small macro things, just like clicking the wave. Like just that, you can somewhat argue that clicking the wave here is letting us get this free good situation. Dragon, yeah, just make sure you get the 2 souls from this. Senna in general, I'm sure you know, but anytime your jungler is doing camps and you're near, just make sure to grab them. Even if Lee gets it, I want to make sure we still get the souls. This is fine. I'm just making sure to block the Lee Sin Q just on the chance that he can turn that somehow. You know, even if you can't turn it, it's best to block the damage and optimize your way to win the fight. You know what I mean? So stand between Lee Sin, stand between Graves if the situation calls for it, right? Seeing here, support item. It's huge that you're hitting the tower. I want the plating, yeah, but really what I'm excited about is able to get free stacks on my spectral cutlass. So, not spectral, whatever that item's called, the support item. I'm believing probably nothing's gonna happen. What's probably gonna happen is I'm just gonna push the wave in base because I have so much money. Just go base, get some boots, get some damage. So let's go for it. I want to talk about dinging 6 on Senna because we can talk about ult utilization for a little bit. You see, the moment I get my ult, I am looking around the map constantly, looking for any situation to get an advantage off it. I see maybe Kane's gonna fight over blue buff, then I'll ult. If Camille's getting into an all-in, it can ult. The ult is really, really strong part of Senna that people, I'll say, underutilized, especially in lower MMR. But this is a global, like it's not undodgeable, but compared to other globals, it's very reasonable to hit across the entire map. It's giving them a shield and doing around 150 to 200 damage. So think about that in a vacuum. That's pretty insane. Like AoE 200 damage across the whole map, and you give a shield to anyone who's nearby. So yeah, now that I have my ult, I'm just looking for any chance to utilize it. Yeah, pretty much. Here I should definitely ult, but I guess it was kind of awkward having to ult backwards. I should ult sooner, but right here I tunneled on the map. Like I was tunneling thinking about using my ult somewhere else, when in the bot 2v2 your ult is really freaking strong too. So yeah, just press that button. Don't be scared to press it. It's so strong. Just look for any moment you can to use it. This is a thing. And a lot of people mess this up. It's especially important for Senna, but any support you play, if you're in the situation where your AD carry is dead and you're the one in the lane, make sure you get all the last hits. Okay, I try to help Jim mid here, and I mean, he makes some questionable decisions, but whatever, it's fine. Yeah, this looks like a dive. Okay, diving is Senna. Oh, okay, well, this is not the kind of dive where I can kind of teach you anything, because Kane can do it all on his own, but you're going to just want to kind of tank the tower first. It sounds kind of intuitive, but when you're the marksman, tank the tower first, and then use your rangedness to just get out of the tower when you need to. Give it to the melee champ, and then yeah, you'll have a better chance, but you're going to want to utilize that health. And ideally, oh, yeah, here's another ult. I see just a random top all in, another assist, and I have all the KP right now. I'm getting so much gold and stats. I swear you get MMR from how you perform in games too, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, TF, I just spaced him. I guess let's talk about it. Spacing in League, right? It's really important on Senna because you're going to have a lot of range. A lot more than most champions, right? I guess TF is trying to hit me here, and I detect that in his movement. So just try your best to stay out of his range, but within yours. Just completely try your best. This is like, it's one of those things where it looks like it's free, like it looks like TF is just running it down, but a lot of lower level players miss out on the concept of kind of baiting people in with your movement and moving back and forth. I guess he wants to hit me with this blue card, but at this point I realize I can kite forward and win, so I'll tank it. He'll live, but yeah, the point's the point. Could I have killed him? I probably could have, if I was JDG ruler, just like flashed on him, but you know, it's okay. I still have my flash. Mid has to base, and we get to push his tower, so like it's pretty much just as good as getting a kill, getting tower. Well, it's even better, really. But okay, your Q is your lifeline. Your health pool is so small that the heal from your Q is so impactful. Like it is like a quarter of your health every time you Q. So make sure you just let it rip all the time, and you're autoing so that it comes back up sooner. And that's pretty much how you want to use Q. For combos, you can do Q auto against melee champs that can threaten you. So you have the slow and time to get your soul. And auto Q can be okay, but don't be closed-minded on the auto reset. I mean, it's the speed that it takes to Q auto and auto Q is very similar, and you can essentially have more range when you Q auto because you get the slow, so you can catch up to them. So yeah, just when you're using Q like that. Okay, hello, it me from the future. I was editing and I just wanted to slide a clip in here because I was talking about Q utilization, and here's a great example of what I mean by it's your lifeline, and spam it when it's up, and when it's down, auto to get it back up. So I think this fight shows it in a great way. Anyway, I'm trading aggressively with E. I mentioned this earlier, right? Maybe this is a great clip to show. Okay, so check out what I can do. Zyra's E value is down, right? She just whiffed it. So I can pop E and threaten their range champ for absolutely free. Like I just walk past their wave and threaten her. Kaisa can't do shit. Kaisa can't click me. Dodge her W. But anyway, she gets spaced. I get a Q auto. And yeah, that's just a good example of what I meant with the E utilization thing. Like, look at the trade that I'm getting. Like, Kaisa's hitting me one time. I took out half her health bar. I think Varus hit her too. But yeah, this is what I mean with the E utilization. Let's look at my cooldowns. I'm low and dying. My Q's up in 3. Grab a soul. That reduces Q by 1 second. And now I'm going to die unless I hit this plant. It'll reset my Q and let me Q something. And since my health pool is so small, like I mentioned earlier, it's going to give me just enough health to, like, ultimately win this fight. Like, Kane was frames away from killing me. But this is what I mean with both the utilization and the Q. Like, it is going to make your effective health bar. What did I Q? Like, 3 times? So I have 1,205 health, but effectively I had more like 1,600 because of how many times I Q'd. And if you consider how much I healed Varus and how much damage you do, it's huge, right? Okay, that's all. I just want to show you that. Back to the main video. W, you can use that to set up your Q. Like Wardshot Qs are really easy to do when you land your Ws. If you want to do the Wardshot Q, just aim where you want to do the ward Q and put your ward at the max distance and let Senna walk in. Maybe I guess it's hard to say in words, but if you let Senna walk into the ward range and then Q, it gives you like the perfect angle. I hope that makes sense. Okay, it me in the future again, because I feel like I didn't aptly explain how to consistently execute the ward Q. So let me show you. So can you shut up, announcer? Notice when I ward and it's like outside of my range, then Senna is going to walk into the range in order to place it, like boom. Okay. This is important because it's going to have a perfect lineup for your Q. So long as you don't move, like you don't change your angle, like go here. After you put your ward, it should be dead accurate where you want to hit. Okay, so I saw an enemy, don't hit me, right? He's over here. I'm over on this side. I want to ward Q him. So I can, I'm pressing 4 right here. I guess I'll show you by like this. And all I'm going to do is click. Like he's in a line away. So I'm just going to go here and I click Q. Boom. Easy. If they're W'd, they're not going to be moving. So easy peasy. That is how I do it. I find this to be quite consistent. Consider that if you ward like close and try to do it like this, like it'll work. It's just that your angle will adjust rapidly. I don't know. You know the geometry. Like if I just move a little bit, then look at me. I moved a couple steps in the river and it went from dead accurate to just completely far away. Honestly, it's hard to line up when it's so close to you. So something to consider. And that's it. Okay, nice. Okay, I really want to get my team to do Herald because this game is all about objectives. It's like Overwatch. It can be hard to focus on that when there's so much going on and everyone's focused on their laning phase and trying to get creeps, but at the end of the day, you need to prioritize the objectives. I'm trying to get my team to do it, especially when you play support. Okay, yeah, I remember trying to flash, but I'm an old man now, and I'm not able to flash that, obviously. Yeah, when you're playing support, just make sure you're going to objectives. Leave your lanes if there is an objective fight. If you understand this concept, by the way, and the enemy support doesn't, and you show up to a Rift Herald fight between the jungler and the top laner are fighting, and you're the support that shows up, it doesn't matter if you're Senna, no matter who you are, and you make it a 3v2, that's an instant support gap. You're gonna get your team 2 kills and probably the objective. So just keep that in mind. Show up to every objective. If your jungler is contesting the enemy jungler camps, show up first. If their jungler is in your jungle, then show up first. Like that. This concept is what will make you better than the other support and cause a gap in the game, right? And like allow you to consistently generate leads and ultimately climb. But yeah, this game is a lot about knowing things that the opponent doesn't, and matchups and mechanics. That's the whole game. Dragon, I want to be here first. I think I want a greed for the souls mid. But yeah, I'm just trying to set it up, get my team to come, give us enough vision to enter. And by the way, Senna, it can be kind of tough to get vision on your own. You're such a glass cannon, and if you face check anyone, you're gonna die. Just be careful. Use your E, and do your best. But you'll die going for vision sometimes with Senna. That's how it is. That's how it is with Lulu. That's how it is with most squishy supports that just die off a face check. I mean, someone's got to do it. Especially in solo queue, your team is not going to be helping you. See an all on top. Use ult. Maybe I save Seraphine. Maybe not. I don't care. I just press the button. Help. Get an assist. Who knows, Nice. Yeah, can't emphasize enough, by the way, that they're threatening to crash this wave on our turret, and that this is how you get support gapped. For support, you just need to understand. You need to understand the game in this way that essentially having priority leads to the enemy support being able to act before you and sub gap you. If he crashed this wave, the Rakan, like he's pressuring me, using his relic shield to execute the melees, not allowing me to like prevent Caitlyn from pushing. He could easily like roam mid, for example, and sup gap. All right, I'm pretty much wrapping it up. I've said what I wanted to. Trying to think if there's any other details I want to talk about with Senna. Yeah, look at this. By the way, if I just AFK'd and I wasn't hitting the creeps here, they would definitely be able to crash the wave. And this game could be completely different if we lose this this jungle fight that happens randomly. If we're not in a position to capitalize. Pretty much, yeah. Don't forget to follow around your jungler, optimize your soul count. As you get better at Senna, you'll, as you play her more, you'll understand where the souls are coming from. If your jungler's doing Raptors, help him out. If he's doing Krugs, help him out. If you're passing by Gromp, that one is going to drop for sure. Yeah, and understand that it's more likely that you get a soul if your teammate, or not you, gets the last hit. Review your games and check out what you're missing on Senna. This champ right now is, I just want to say she's the best support. This champ is absolutely broken. If you want MMR, you should play her. Because yeah, the champ is just really good. Everyone in other roles are going to play the best champ. Support has a lot of options, but if you want to win, you know what to do. Lock in Senna, lock in Bard. Yeah, these champs are great. Okay, let's talk ending games with Senna, because yeah, people are so bad at ending games, especially in lower MMRs, gold silver, platinum. Having a concrete plan to end the game on your champion is the way to go. You need to have an idea of what you want to do in ending the game before you get there. Okay, so you're in the situation where you're winning the game. Your team has Baron. You're having a solid game. You have a lot of souls. What does Senna want to do? If you can, try to get your team to group with you and push a tower. You want to put the creeps on their tower with ideally a frontliner or some teammates beside you that can assist you and force a siege. When you siege their tower, almost the same thing's going to happen every time in this position. Their team is going to collapse and defend. Or they'll sit by the tower and it'll slowly die. If you're in higher MMR, you can see it at Worlds too. Your tower will kind of just slowly die to a push over time. Like if you're Rakan, for example, how do you end the game with Rakan? His game plan is completely different. Like you're gonna want to be looking. It's similar but different. Senna, you're sieging the tower itself, but Rakan, you want your team to group and then flank them. For example, like Blitzcrank, you want your team to group somewhere, and in order to end the game, you can hide somewhere and like get a pick. Like that is what I mean. Like you need to understand your champion's general strategy so you can end the game promptly and get more LP. Yes, but for Senna in particular, you're gonna want to push the wave next to your teammates, and you know this fight is gonna happen. Like pushing or sieging is Senna's strong suit. Just understand that when you get to the position where you're sieging, a fight is gonna be forced, and if you're ready, then you can outplay them. That makes sense. So yes, ending games is Senna, right? Ending games, and if you play mid, I guess I won't get into that. But, you know, consider your champion's win condition in order to finish the game, like to literally end it. And you won't find yourself in those games where you throw a one game or like you can't figure out how to end. You have to actually stop and ask yourself, what is your champion's main way to end? Yeah, for someone like Senna Seraphine, I need people to stand on me, and we're going to spam heals, and we're going to push their tower. And that is a concrete strategy to end the game. I think you can see it in NRG versus G2 game 1. Yeah, there's a Senna Tom Kench in that game, and they pull Baron. And you're just pretty much standing in Senna, and like, all right, Senna, it's up to you. Break the towers, chunk them out, and then we win the game. So I'm trying to kind of push the same thing, and I'm pinging a lot. As you learn more about the game and the macro, you'll understand that these people don't know what they're doing. So a big part of playing support, in my opinion, is shot calling and making sure your team is doing the right macro moves. I'll ping a lot, I'll type, but I won't type to flame, I'll type to get my team to do exactly what I need them to do. Like if there's a Drake that we can take easily, then I need to say Drake. If I see a Baron angle, then I need to say Baron. You're a support, so you need to well, not when you're a support. Even if you're playing top lane or jungle, if you're trying to climb in solo queue, you need to believe in your own knowledge. If you have lapses in knowledge, you have to identify that and conquer that. But you need to be confident, and if you're really better than them, then you should understand the game at a higher level and then be able to make the calls necessary for your team to stay ahead, like, consistently. But the moral of the story, not saying it in so many words, is that you need to shot call and you need to be confident. And that is a big part of solo queue. It's not just like mute all, good luck guys, like just play the game. No, you need to be... Me personally, I'll ping their jungle location, like based on where he starts. That helps the team a lot. That's going to give you win rate. Pinging Baron, for example, there's a common position. If you're on soul point or you're up 2 Drakes or something like that, the enemy team will go and contest the Drake to prevent you from stacking. But you think about the position, Baron is alive, and you can just say, oh guys, we don't need to fight this. Let's just do Baron. You trade, they get the first dragon, you get Baron. like the understanding things like that and calling it out, it will win you way more games because yeah, you just get a dragon for Baron trade instead of kind of flipping a fight. I mean, you're getting guaranteed value. Like things like this are really important to think about, especially on support. So that is why I do not recommend just like pushing mute all. Like these things you can do really help. Pinging their support missing. Your mid laner is gonna be asleep at the wheel, bruh. So if the mid laner's missing, then you should ping that. You should be okay, guys. Mid is missing. Watch out. Jungle. I just saw jungle top. Like watch out. Oh no! I can't have sound because I got copyright music. And the last thing about macro is I want to talk about jungle tracking because it's important in a really, really basic sense. And I'll just do it quick because I feel like this is getting long. Understand some things. It's just pointing out some logic here. If look at this top situation, this will give away where their jungler is. If you think about it for a sec. Okay, Camille and Kayn are all in top, right? In the case that Lee Sin was top as well, he would be there defending Yone, either from what the dive is going to be, or he would be there trying to kill Kayn. You see, like, Kayn is low. I don't know how Kayn died, right? But that's besides the point. If Lee Sin was top right now, if he was topside right now, then he would be top lane. Like, he would be top lane. Yeah, there he goes. So you can use that to figure out where the jungler is. If, for example, if your jungler is taking Herald on the top side of the map and he's getting Herald for free, that it is very likely that the jungler is on the bottom side. So if you see your jungler taking Herald for free, it's an awful idea to trade. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? That is really huge. If your Camille is pushed onto the enemy turret and he's pressuring the enemy top super hard and the jungler isn't there, then that's really strange. You should ask, like, why wouldn't their jungler just punish our pushing ally? It's probably because he's there sitting in your lane waiting to kill you. But yeah, just something to think about. Yeah, same thing. If you're taking Drake for free and there's no jungler there, you're like, what the heck? Ping your top laner, like, dude, back up. Do not trade because we're just getting Drake for free. Clearly their jungler is not there. That will get you a lot of win rate, trust me. It's like nobody thinks about it, but once you realize like what's going on, you'll never forget, and you'll get ganked less and get more win rate. So that's really important. Pretty much all I want to say. Thank you for checking out this video, and I hope you learned something. And please ask me questions and stuff. I've been playing this game for so long. I just like need to let my mind run about the game sometimes, and yeah, this is pretty much that. So hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.